Alrighty, what's up? This is going to be a review of the Casio G-Shock. The model is GWM 5600. Okay, so why do you need a watch? What do you want to watch? I admit, basically, I've never really been much of a jewelry person or a watch person. I don't really like things around my neck or on my wrists. And recently I've been using a cell phone just fine to keep track of the time. But if I was ever in a scenario where, battery goes dead, you basically still need some sort of timekeeping, which I found lacking really. Sometimes I'll be out working in the yard and you just lose track of time. I've been out in the sun for 45 minutes and then I come in and it's actually been like an hour and a half or an hour 20. So just having time on you quickly at all times is nice. The key features of this watch that attracted me is I wanted basically a rugged watch. I've seen some other ones that were like huge on the wrist. I kind of have small wrists, and this one was like it had a retro look, which appealed to me. And I believe there's the model that just the 5600 old like military guys I guess used to wear it. The look of the watch appealed to me. Additionally, it's solar powered, so you can see when I move it, it's kind of hard to tell. Basically inside the red area, it's like there's solar panels. I read another review that said the red line was like the solar antenna or whatever, but I think it's there's like purple reflection stuff in there. And the battery you never charge, you never replace individually. It's like iPod style. You have to send it back to them or whatever, I guess. Or at least that's what the manual says. The recharge, I think it says if you use like direct sunlight 5 minutes a day, it completely cancels out the use for the day. So, and then it also gives listings for neon light and stuff like that. Some other watches I was considering getting was just like a small, modest Timex. I was on some watch forums and they had other brands that were sort of basic military-looking watches, just hour hands, green, sort of nylon band. So those entered in as well. I mainly like this one just because of the information that's on the face, the fact that it's very rugged, the fact that I could essentially perennially use it, assuming the rechargeable battery lasts a long time. I just like the look. Ultimately, the band's a little iffy, I guess. I'm not a big fan of the resin band. I may replace it. I'm not sure how easy it is to replace. I've really liked wearing it so far. It syncs. That's another feature. It syncs with the atomic clock. I forget. I think it's out west somewhere. I've had a little bit of a problem getting it to sync inside the house. They say you put it up to a window and it syncs. I've had to basically go outside and get it to sync. Some of the main functions you can see on the face. You have time, day of the week, date, and seconds, which is perfect. I don't really need any more information, but some of the other modes that may be attractive. If the next press, you go to world time, and you can cycle through different cities around the world. Then you have stopwatch, which is nice, and that can definitely come in handy. It's really quick to get to, easy to reset. I think this is like a track timer. I have to look in the manual. And then there's alarms. I think there's 5 different alarms. Back is really nice. The band, you get tension basically when these little side parts, you see those are pretty firm. There's really no way to unbend those or whatever. Fit and finish is really nice. There was a bit of concern, I guess, buying this because it seemed to be not super saturated on the market. Like I went to Casio's website, and this one I think was listed, but I may have even had to Google it to get to it on their site. I kind of forget. Okay, sorry about some of those noises. It's just old infrastructure creaking. I think I was talking about the fit and finish. Very pleased. The knife or the watch looks very clean, very high quality. I know there was some concerns. People say well, where do you buy it? There's some gray market issues if you go on eBay, and I actually did buy it on eBay, but the distributor was this, I think it was My Timepiece, which had very high feedback, very good, attractive looking, self-promotion in the item about how they drive to get exceed all expectations, and they had a really high level of feedback. So I was confident in getting it, and it looks like it's a fully legit non-gray market. The water depth does say 20 bar and not meter. I'm not sure if that's like a European model or if even the US market ones have that. So it may be. I know I hear people on forums say they order like Japanese watches deliberately because it's cheaper and it's the same watch essentially, so I'm not sure. So the fit and finish is very good. It feels very light on my wrist. It's not very heavy. I've been sleeping in it, and the alarm clock's on the other side of the room, so if I wake up I wear glasses, I can't see across the room, so it's nice to have it. And it feels, I haven't worn it in hot weather yet, but it feels really good on the wrist. This is what it came in the box. Basically, I'll show this briefly. I don't really need a ton of packaging, I know. It's a metal tin, basically. Had these little tags on it. Can't return it with that other tag. And then it was inside this foam. And instructions were on the bottom. It's got a nice big instruction manual that has all sorts of info on how to set it, how to set up the auto daylight savings, and all sorts of stuff. I've gone through it. I looked at it to figure out how to sync to the atomic clock, how to set up auto atomic sync, how to do manual daylight savings time, stuff like that. So there's labels on the face of the watch to show like which buttons do what. I'm not sure how good you can see that, but so the four corners, because sometimes it's confusing. You have to like hold one button and then press another one and then press this one. There's some kind of, to do certain functions, which like basically, can I just throw away the instruction manual? Some of those things are sort of weird if I had to do it, but I think I'll be fine to not really keep this thing archived anywhere. So pros and cons. I really like the solar charging nature of it, the retro look, the size on my wrist, which is, like I said, is sort of small. I like that it's very rugged. The info on the face is really good. Cons, I guess, would be the band is kind of cheesy, and although it feels nice, and it matches the watch, so I probably will just leave it. But the fact that the battery, I guess, technically can wear out if the charge, I don't know how many years that would take, probably a while, and then at that point you'd have to either figure out some way to get it out yourself or send it in or buy a new watch, but hopefully that won't ever matter. The charge, I believe they said, is 8 months on a full. If you get a full charge, it's 8 months before you have to like fully charge again. And there's a charging indicator on the bottom. There's like low, medium, and high. Price was $90. I believe shipping was $6 from this My Timepiece place. They shipped it out like same day, and I got it like right away. It was, I think, like 2 or 3 days total. It was great. So I need to go leave them feedback, actually. There was, I think, some other places you could buy it. I don't think they had any stars like on the Google seller rating, so I didn't do that. So if you're looking for a watch, you kind of like digital watches, you don't want to spend $300, you're not obsessed with like the metal diver watch crap, you really only want one watch, and you dig this look, and you want a G-Shock, maybe even, I think it's a good buy. Any comments or questions, I welcome them all. I'm new to making videos like this, so I hope it wasn't too boring or too long, or it was informative or whatever. So thank you for your time. Have a good day.